Hey everybody, it's Billy from Spicy Ginger Soap, and I'm going to do something that I had a request for. I'm going to show you guys how I made my Fruit Loops mold. So this is the already made one, and you guys have seen my little Fruit Loop soaps before. Let's see. Here's a couple of them right here. And that's that. So I've got everything ready. I picked out, because one of the things that I noticed, I tried to pick out the best Fruit Loops last time, but this time I tried to pick out the biggest, fattest ones. So, and in this box it seemed to be the blue ones were the best ones. So I picked out a bunch of those. I've got cornstarch and 100% silicone. This one is already opened. I don't know who opened it because it wasn't me. I'm hoping I can use it. I'm not sure yet. And what I'm doing is, the last time I did it in like a Tupperware container that I ended up throwing away. This time, I'm just going to do it like this. And if I was you, I would definitely wear a mask. Best one you have, because this stuff is seriously terrible. And I'm also going to use plastic silverware to mix it. Just figures. I don't think I have a spoon. Darn it. Oh well, it's okay. Oh, I do. Okay. So, this is how we're going to do it. This is all it is. It's just this silicone and the cornstarch. There we go. And basically, there is no set amount that you use, unfortunately. And this could be a disaster. Like, this could be, I could mess this up. I have no idea. First time I did it, I put too much cornstarch in because it was very, very soft. And I didn't feel like it was too sticky. And so I kept putting more cornstarch in, and I ended up putting in too much. And so I had to throw it away because I was basically breaking the Fruit Loops trying to push them in. So the next one I did, I made it so it was kind of sticky, stickier than I wished it was. And it started hardening up pretty quickly, and it was perfect. So my advice, the only advice I can really give you is the consistency should be a little bit stickier than you think it should be, and that might be just about right. Now I'm starting to think that I may have too much cornstarch out here. So I'm going to kind of get rid of it a little bit. And I would not do this with children. Really strong smelling. Terrible smelling, if you ask me. Noxious. Ugh. And try not to touch it with your hands until you've really got the cornstarch incorporated well, because it'll just stick all over your gloves. So see, I do need a little bit more. And basically, I mean, I feel like I'm not really giving you guys all that much information, but this is basically all you do. And it makes a huge mess. I've got cornstarch on the floor. But eventually, just keep doing this. And eventually it'll get to a place where I can actually kind of like pick it up and knead it kind of like bread or clay or something. Into something that I can make into a flat shape. Yeah, I think it's getting there. And you kind of have to do it, oh gosh, you don't want to rip your paper. So here we go. I think this is getting to about the right consistency. Just to where you can barely touch it and it doesn't stick all over your hands. Okay? There we go. Still a little bit. If it's still a little sticky, then just roll it around on there. I'm going to go ahead and take off. I put 2 pairs of gloves on also so that I could do that. And then now I'm going to roll up all this. I don't want this on my countertop. There we go. All right. And don't make it too thin either. You want to have enough thickness so that you can get your whatever you want in there. I would say about like a 1/2 inch or so. And then you just get to pushing these in. And basically put them all in, and they do come out actually really easy the next day. At least I found that they did. Some of them broke off a little bit, but if you get little pieces that break off in the mold, you just wash it and, you know, wash it all out. And make sure you don't push it too far in, because I did get a couple places on my last one that went all the way through. And I had a little hole. So obviously you don't want that. Pretty easy. It's just stinky. It like stinks really bad. And getting the perfect ratio of cornstarch and silicone is a little bit tricky the first time you do it. But once you've done it once, I would say you probably wouldn't have as hard of a time the next time. And you have to do this fairly quickly once you've gotten it done, because it does start to harden up. For me, I'm not having any issues right now, but I remember the last time, by the time I got to the very end, it was getting pretty hard. And so that's why I'm trying to go quickly. That's why you have all your Fruit Loops set out and ready to go. And like I said, pick the nice big fat ones. Oh, and while I'm just doing this, I'll mention that I put a bunch of stuff in my Etsy shop for sale. So if anybody out there has wanted to purchase from me but hasn't before, this might be a good time to do it. I basically several things that I had like 1 or 2 bars left of, I put in a listing that is a sale listing, and I marked them down about like half price. So they're all really good deals. Some bars are only like $2 or so. So yeah, check it out. They're all really great soaps. There's nothing wrong with any of them. They're just ones that I don't have a whole lot of left, you know, and I may not, I have too many scents basically, so I've got to, I can't have like 30 different scents. It's just too much. Some of them puff up a little, like the silicone kind of starts puffing up. So I always go back at the very end after I've put everything in. And I push everything back in. Like that. And that is it. That is how you make your Fruit Loop mold. This one's bigger than my last one. So, whoever it was that requested this, I hope that this helps you. I hope you make one. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and do that. And keep a lookout for new videos coming soon. Okay, thanks. Bye. All right. We're back to, I just wanted to show you guys. I've taken out most of the Fruit Loops, and as you can see, there's a little bit of crumbs in there, and I'm going to show you how to get them out and take the rest out on camera just so you guys can see. Basically, I just kind of like flex the mold, and some of them like that, those real thick ones are stuck in there. Other ones just come out real easy like that. So just kind of push the back of it and release it a little bit. And like I said, some of them come out a little messier than others, which is fine. And there we go. Easy as that. I'm going to go rinse it out real quick, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. There we go. It's all clean, ready to use. It took me a couple of minutes to get all that Fruit Loop residue out of there. And there's even a couple little pieces in the really deep grooves. But for the most part, it's completely cleaned out, and as soon as it's dry, it's ready for use. And like I told you guys before, I picked all the very thick, you know, ones. So make sure you've got, I would say, I think I told you guys about a 1/2 inch. This is probably around a 1/2 inch wide. Maybe a bit less. I don't have a ruler around, but as you can see the thickness, you want it to be at least about that thick. Yeah, it's a little under 1/2 inch. So anyways, you know, just make sure that you, because you can even see there's a couple places where it's a little bit thin on mine, even like right here. So just make sure that you pay attention to that. And the other thing that I wanted to say about this as basically like advice, if you decide to do this, is that you need something, like I would love, I already have little raspberry silicone molds, but they're small raspberries, and I would love to have some that are more like actual size raspberries, or blueberries, strawberries, things like that. I would love to make my own silicone molds of those because they are very expensive, but you couldn't do it with this. At least I don't think you could. The texture it's a little too thick, a little bit too hard. You need something that can handle being pushed in and that won't break or smush or things like that. So, I mean, if anybody's done it, let me know, because I would be really curious to know about that. But my advice would be only use things that are hard and, you know, basically can hold up to pushing in there and pressure, basically. So that's my advice. And I hope this helps. It's really simple. The main thing to remember is just to, as soon as it's not so sticky that it's going to be all over your gloves, that's when you want to literally flatten it out and start pressing your whatever it is that you're molding into it. And if you do that, I think you'll be successful. Like I told you guys before, my very first attempt, I had to throw it in the garbage. Each tube of that silicone is about $4 or $5, I think. So, and cornstarch is, you know what, $1 or $2 for a box of it, and you don't even use a whole box. I mean, it's probably like a half to a third of a box, I'd say, that I used for it. So it really costs about $6 to make one of these. I think that's awesome, you know, because if you bought this in a store, I think you'd pay about $20 at least. I could be wrong, but that's just my guess. So anyways, I hope this helped. I hope you guys make one. If you make something else, tell me what you made, because I haven't really had any, I haven't thought of what else I could make with one of these. And I still have one tube of silicone left. So I'm raring to do another one, just don't know what to do it with. So you guys have a good day. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to have maybe some makeup videos coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks. Bye-bye.